to verse 14. And verse 14 says, not giving heed to Jewish fables and commandments of men that turn from the truth.
Mm-hmm.
So being there was those verses right there would be the best way to describe it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to, how to, again, I'm just processing what I'm trying to say, but that's how it was being there. So everything from just the people, the lessons that we learn from those who actually are from Angola and can share their experiences so that you're not just listening to some fable or fairy tale,
Yeah.
it's real. And
Mm,
there's something in the spirit that helps you know that what you're hearing is not fake, but it's real.
mm.
So, again, from the people, my beautiful brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers, to the food, to the fellowship, to the walk that we took, everything was just wonderful. And I had such a good time being with everybody.
Thank you. Thank you, Sister Laura. Uh, and you and Vanessa and Mama Tuzola, you can stay unmuted so that you can add if I miss something. For me, also, one of the most memorable experiences was when we arrived, when I arrived at the hotel, which was opposite the house of Bishop Vember. First of all, Bishop Vember is a very humble man. He
Yes, he
comes,
is.
he comes to pick
Yes, yes, he is.
he comes to pick me up, and then he takes me to his house, and they welcome me with his wife. And I found Mama Matuzola there, and they served me a meal, and then we just start catching up. And it was a series.
Elder, can I interject something
Yes,
that I know
please,
you will
please.
remember this? Every one of us that came in the house,
Mhm.
when we got there, the very first thing they did was put perfume in our hands
Mhm.
and we prayed.
Yes,
Everybody that came in,
yes,
they prayed. We
yes,
prayed
yes.
every time someone walked in the door.
So I found you there, and then who came after me? Was it Sister Laura?
I think,
And
I'm not sure. I
or,
think
or,
so.
or Jorge? Maybe it was Jorge. I forget.
Yes,
But
Okay.
then,
yes.
but then, one of the most memorable things was when they got to share with us those stories of what they
Uh,
had witnessed
Yes.
growing up. So I remember Mama Matuzola and I were being told a story about how they were attending, like I would call it like a preaching event where Toko was preaching, and that was the building I was referencing in the presentation. And the Tokoistas at that time, this was in 1977, the
Mm.
Tokoistas had been pushed to one corner of town. It's like in a project. And Tokoistas were supposed to live in that area, and you don't talk about Tokoistas or Toko or anything outside of that sales area. I mean, outside of that area. And it so happened that uh, both Bishop Vember and his wife were there at this event. They were having a service. And at the end of the service, in that area where the projects were, there were people were afraid to go back home because they knew they would find soldiers on their way home. And these soldiers had been put on a mission to just kill them, simply put.
Mm. Wow.
So,
Wow.
so Tokos tells the congregation he's gonna make a pleading to the Most High. He's gonna pray to the Most High so that something happens and that everybody will be a witness as to the power of the Most High.
Mhm.
And so he prays for the protection of these guys as they're going home, everybody who is at that event. And he tells them, when you go home, just keep marching forward, regardless of who you meet, regardless of what they do, what they say to you. Just keep going forward. Don't be afraid. Just go forward. And when we meet again tomorrow or the next day, whenever they were going to meet, come and tell me if you know of anybody who's been killed. It was that bad. And so they started walking. They started walking home. All of them. And Bishop Vemba and his wife were there. 1977, I think he even remembered the date. And when they walked, they met soldiers along the way. What did the soldiers do, Mama Matuzola, Sister Laura? What did the soldiers do?
They were shooting at them. They were firing at them.
From,
And they were hearing
from how far? How far were they?
close,
Huh?
close.
Like how far? How far in meters or distance were they close?
I'm not sure though. I don't remember what he said, but it was pretty close range.
It was
You know, like
close range, right? We're not talking about somebody who's 10 meters away. We're talking about even less than that,
Yes.
you know, and they're firing at them. And Bishop Vemba said they were just hearing bullets whizzing by them.
Yes. Yes.
they
They
were
just
given
walked.
instructions to keep walking, keep
Keep
going,
going. Mhm.
don't
And
stop.
don't stop, right? Anything
And
else I'm missing?
yeah, he said, don't turn around.
Don't turn around.
He said, don't turn around. He said, keep walking forward. Yep.
Yep. And so they went, and everybody got home. And when they came back the next day, Toko asked them, how many people died? And the answer was, how many?
None.
None.
Zero.
None.
Guys,
Nobody got hurt. Nobody got killed.
are you hearing me, the rest of the people on the call? Are you hearing what
That
we're
is
all saying?
so amazing. That is so amazing. The
Yeah,
power
we
What
are
a
hearing very
beautiful
well.
testimony.
Tanzambi.
Are we
And
just
we want
talking
you to
slick?
continue.
Are we just talking slick, or are we just giving you a witness account from
Oh,
what?
no.
Because we had this with our own ears by
Yes, we
people
did.
who experienced this.
Absolutely. And that you know, when you said he's so humble. Bishop Vemba is not like any other pastor, not even Matavi, Elder Matavi, like any pastor that I've ever sat up under, as or leading. Uh, Most pastors here in America will not even open their doors to allow you to come to their homes.
Mm.
And that Tatan Zombie would touch the heart of Bishop Vemba and Mama Maria, that they not only opened their door, they told you, go to the store, get some perfume, bring it, and we're going to pray over it for you. Not just that, they sit a wonderful meal in front of you, served by Mama Maria. She didn't tell you go in the kitchen and get it yourself. She went and got it and put it on the table in front of you. And it brings tears to my eyes because I have not seen that type of pastor ever in my life. I've
Mhm.
never seen that before.
Mhm.
Most pastors here in America don't even want to shake your hand. They're such celebrity that they don't even shake the people's hands. And I often ask, is this something that Masinda see? Is this something Simeon Toko, Kempavita, would they have done this? That is not what they would have done. They would have grabbed you and hugged you and kissed your face. They would have served you. That's what Masinda did. He washed the feet of the disciples. And I will tell you that, in my lifetime, I used to own a small company where that was my joy, was doing what I called foot spas. And I would go to people's houses and I would bring out basins and oils and flowers and fruits and put it into the water and wash their feet. And I would wash the feet sometimes of big men, tall men, feet so big and my little tiny hands trying to rub them. But the joy was watching them melt in the chair. And some of them even looking at me with tears in their eyes, like, you will wash my stinky feet? Absolutely. If he washed your feet, I'm going to wash your feet. And so to have Mama and Bishop treat us the way they did just really spoke of, to me, not change, but transformation of what it looks like to be Isolate, what it truly is to be Isolate, that we love, respect, honor, care, and take care of each other. That's everything.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, it didn't even stop there. So we got in that evening, Friday evening, and by morning, you know, I think we had all arrived at the hotel. And by morning, we were getting ready to go to the service at 10:30, and they checked up on us to make sure we had had breakfast okay.
Mhm,
And they even arranged for transportation,
mhm.
made sure that we all had transportation. We had a
Yes.
ride from somebody to go to the place where we were having the service. I think it was a good 20, 25-minute drive, you know.
Mhm,
And the people who were driving us, uh, Reverend Brooks, Elder Makailu, Pastor Makailu as well was there. He drove in from about an hour and a half away in PA, Pennsylvania, and he came in and he was giving us rides. I'm just reiterating this aspect of humility
Yes.
by the leadership.
Yes.
You
You
know,
know,
go ahead.
something comes to my mind when I'm listening to Madavi and what Vanessa said. And I started trying to embark on doing videos because I know I'm supposed to. And one person asked me, they said, "What is a tokolist?" And I responded to them, and it reminds me of now why I said that to them.
Mhm,
Because when we were on this trip, I learned what a is. So I
mhm,
was ready for that question.
mhm,
And I told the individual, simply put, a tokoist is the person who lives out the scriptures
mhm,
and who keep biblical culture.
mhm.
And that's what we experience, or that is what we're all talking about here. The experience of being in the midst of Mama Maria and Papa Bemba, the Tokoist elders. They exemplify those who live out scripture and keep Bible culture. When you see these things that are cultural, a toko is about culture.
Yeah.
It's about, and I don't mean to get ahead of you, Elder Dolly.
Okay. No, it's okay.
Me
Keep going.
because this is what it's all about. Because that it's about how culture and who we are comes together.
Yes. Yes.
The awakening, we talk about the awakening. It is the awakening is not a collective so much journey. It's an individual journey. It does connect you back
Yes.
a culture and back to a people, but it is personal for each individual, and each person comes along and you get connected to this culture that connects you back to your identity, back to who you
Yes. Yes.
get bigger and bigger and bigger. And
Mhm.
I was just so amazed being in the presence of these two people in their humble environment. There was no, and you guys heard me say this many times because my son, he inspired me when he heard me say that. When I heard him say that, and you know, the Bembas, they in their humble environment,
Yes.
they opened
Yes.
it up to us, and we were free in that
Mm,
environment,
mm, mm, mm.
their humble environment. And my son, he said to me when I was in a place that was smaller, and he came and he said, I said, "Now you guys are coming," because he have children. And I said, "I don't have, I was trying to tell him I don't have, this or that or this many bedroom." At that time, I was in a very small place. And he said, "Mom, we're not Hollywood."
Yep.
And
I remember you telling me that. Yep.
that, That's how it was with the Bimbers. It was like, we not Hollywood. We don't do all that. We just simple people that keep biblical culture. We carry ourselves the way the scripture says to carry ourselves. We embrace our brothers and sisters. You know, when Laura was speaking, I was reminded how the scripture spoke about how one of the person fell on Yesaiah's neck and was
Yes.
saying, this is, you know, the culture. We're not with these pastors that got the bodyguards around them, and you can't touch them, you can't get close to them, and you're not coming to their house and sit on their couch and eat their food and all of this kind of stuff. This is not what Toko is
No. And
um represent.
Yes.
let me add something, Mama Tula, before I forget it. You know, if you watch the sermon that Reverend Mashab gave, I think that's his name, he talked about the way the members have been attending their service for like 2 years or something like that. And they come every time they are able to. If they're in town, they come. And they don't try and change anything. They just sit there. They've been very humble. They've been listening. They've been participating. And that reverend talked about the way he was so humbled by the fact that these people have such a rich background. They were very close to Toko growing up, you know, yet here they are, they come and they don't try and change the way these guys are doing church. They just listen. And he said, you know, he waited until he had that experience. He gave a testimony where he was shown in a dream some people coming from Africa. And
Yes.
when he gave that confirmation, you know, when he got that confirmation in a dream, and then these guys actually went to Angola, and then the members came to DC and they came to his church, he knew he had to give up or give them the space to use.
Yes.
Now, let's talk about the symbolism, and welcome, Kelvin. Kelvin, good to see you. Let's talk about the symbolism of the Tocoista Church being granted access, free access to a building to start growing their church in Washington, D.C.
Yes.
Washington, D.C. is the political capital, the seat of the USA,
Mm-hmm.
headquarters, political capital.
Mm-hmm.
And the Tocoista Church is being given a foothold, a big one to start there. And by the way, it is like just what, 20, 25 minutes to the Capitol, to the
Yes.
White House, to
Yep.
everything that we were showing you in the videos.
Yep.
Was there more going on than just the celebration? Was there something else going on?
Oh, yes, it was.
Okay, so what do you think was going on, Miss Vanessa, and why do you say that?
You know, there was such disruption, y'all, before we had even gotten there. I sat in the airport. I sat on the I call it tarmacs. Ray always corrects me, but we sat on it for 5 hours, literally 5 hours, and told if we got off the plane that we would not be able to get back on the plane.
So
So,
this is from the city you are coming from.
yep, this is from coming from Charlotte. And I
Okay.
was like, Father, I said, the enemy, the one thing I've known in walking with Tata Zombie, all the years that I've walked, is that the devil never attacks what he does not find a threat.
Okay.
He does not attack what he does not find a threat. And we're coming together. He said, wherever two or three are gathered, he is in the midst. And so here I am sitting on this plane. I'm like, I'm getting to Mama Montezola. I'm getting to Elder Matami. I'm getting to Laura. I'm getting to everybody. I'm getting to all of them.
Uh-huh.
And Ray was already there because he had to drive for work. So he was already there.
Mhm.
But I want you to think about Washington. The reason why I'm saying what I'm saying, Washington, D.C. Is said to be the hotbed for black people.
Mm-hmm.
They call it the DMV. That's what they call it, the DMV. And it's because per capita, there is such a large amount of black people that live in Washington, D.C. And
Now,
if you go to,
hold on. Sorry to interrupt you. When you say DMV, you're referring to DC,
yep,
of
D.C.,
Columbia, Maryland, and Virginia.
Maryland, and Virginia, yes.
Yes.
And so it does not surprise me
Mm-hmm.
that the church was an AME church, African,
Mm-hmm.
okay, Methodist Episcopal Church,
Mm-hmm.
of all the places to
Mm-hmm.
go.
Mm-hmm.
Because if anybody is more to me familiar with our culture, I would say it's them,
Yes.
AME,
Yes.
because it's African. So they kind of denounce a lot of this Catholic or Pentecostal, apostolic, that type of thing. They kind
Yes.
of denounce it a little bit more.
Yes.
So that was one end.
Mm-hmm.
The other end was he don't need a whole lot of people to tear down big things. He
Uh-huh.
doesn't need he doesn't need 500 people. He don't need 1,000, 10,000, just six people. That's all he needs.
Mm-hmm.
It's six people to do some damage. The
Mm-hmm.
other thing is I wanted to say about Bishop Vimba. Bishop Vimba, he's so very, very humble in seeing him do what he does. There is no guard around him. There is nobody following, picking up behind him, carrying his Bible that's supposed to be his armor. Mama Maria didn't wear big hats and fancy dresses and all this kind of stuff. As Mama Matanzola said, their simple abode. One of the testimonies about them as well is that when they left Angola in 1994, they came here with nothing, absolutely nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know some pastors, honey. If they can't take their caddy with them, they ain't going. If they can't take their $1 million luggage and money with them, they ain't
Yep.
coming. They're
Yep.
not coming to see you.
Yep.
Okay. Even TD Jakes has a limit. It's he won't come to your church unless you have this much money for him.
Mm.
That's not Bishop Zimba, and I think that's why I'm so devoted to this ministry, is because I see people that look and act like me.
Mm.
I
Mm.
see people that act like I do.
Mm. Mm.
That when you come to my house, any of you, the door is going to be open. I'm going to make a lot of food. I'm going to wash your feet when you come in because that's my thing. That's what I do. Okay. And we're going to pray. And to see it uh, done in front of us in such love, y'all, hear me. You would almost forget that they are Bishop and Mama Maria, because Mama Maria is a Vati.
Oh.
And Bishop Vimba, as Keshi knows, he will tell you things that will blow your mind. You cannot sit in his presence and be the same.
Let me ask you something before I lose this train of thought. So
Yep.
you talked about disruption and the
Mhm.
enemy didn't want. You said you were sitting on the tarmac for 5 hours. So what time were you initially supposed to get to DC, and what time did you eventually get to DC?
I was supposed to get to DC at 5:30.
PM.
I didn't get to DC until 11.
Okay. Okay, hold on, hold on. Sister Laura, are you there?
Yes, I am still here.
What about you? What time were you supposed to get DC, and what time did you get there?
I was supposed to get to DC at 4:55 p.m. and I think I arrived somewhere in the hour of like 9 or 10, 9 close to 10, because my flight was only supposed to be a 4-hour flight, but it turned into like 8 hours. So
So I'm asking these guys this because there were a lot of disruptions to several of us. You know, I was supposed to just take an Uber for like 30 minutes. It ended up taking an hour and like 20 minutes, you know, and the driver going, I don't know which way. And anyway, there were disruptions. Clearly, somebody was not happy about this gathering. But despite that, you know, we all got there. And we all, I think, accomplished what we needed to accomplish or what we were set to accomplish. Now, I talked about this being DC, um, and the symbolism of that. But actually, before I go to that, you mentioned this church, AME Church, and I remember when the Reverend was preaching, he talked about the way this church, during the civil rights era and during apartheid, they sent representatives to different countries like South Africa. And
Mhm.
I remembered seeing that in the Johannesburg Museum, the Apartheid Museum in Johannesburg. I
Wow.
remember seeing pictures from the AME church, of officials from the AME church who were raising
Oh my
money. Some of
goodness.
them actually traveled
Wow.
to Africa. So we could relate. We were hanging around people who were hosting us who are not just saying it. Their history proves it.
Yes.
We are one. We are
Yes.
one. So when you hear all this nonsense that's going on about, oh, we are not Africans, we are Americans, oh, don't buy from African business, just forget about it. Move on. Move
Mhm.
on. But we
Mhm.
were not done. We were not done. So I insisted that we needed to go to the capital. And I insisted that I needed to take off my shoes
Yes.
and say a few prayers. You can call me traditional, you can call me whatever. I was just doing what I thought I had to do, what I believed I had to do. And some of the people here joined me, as you saw in those pictures. You know, what were you guys thinking when we were taking off our shoes and walking around the Capitol? What were you guys thinking?
Ray said the grass felt good.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Because that's what I kept telling when I took mine off, I was thinking about grounding.
Hmm.
Yes. Me
And
Hmm.
I
too.
told Laura, I was like, oh Laura, this grass feels really good. It's just
Yeah.
feels so soft.
Yeah.
And
And
you know, I
fit.
was just enjoying, connecting with the earth
Yes.
and remembering what the scripture says and all of this. So yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Hmm.
And
And yeah, I was thinking the very same
after,
thing.
Right?
Mhm. That we
after
were.
I did that,
Sister
and
Laura, Sister Laura, what were you thinking?
I was thinking the same thing. Of course, the grass, it felt very cool. It felt good on your feet. We're always wearing our shoes everywhere we go. So you
Mhm.
forget how nice it is to do something so simple and how something so simple could be so effective and powerful to you.
Yep.
Yes.
Also the photo of you that was in the presentation where it's showing all of us with our shoes off and you could see the sole of your foot because you had it lifted, and it just makes me think of that scripture Joshua 1 1 through 4, wherever the
Oh,
feet
yeah.
go, this land I will give unto thee. And that's probably not word for word, but that's the scripture I'm referencing.
Yes.
So
Okay.
that's what that made me think of. For
Okay.
and even just the it was like everybody was there. Like we were there, but then you just have other people there. They're there to see the sights, they're there to take photos and things like that. And it's like we were doing the same thing, but it was different because it was spiritual.
Yes.
He still brought, Mama Vanessa still brought praise, so there was, and you were still walking and praying.
Hmm.
You were still there
Hmm.
praising the Most High in the process,
Mhm.
not
Yes.
about Him and thinking on these monuments and all the things around us. It
Mhm.
was just so much deeper.
Mhm.
Hmm.
There was a moment when we were having conversations around the monument, and I asked you all about, do you think we're representing those of us who were taken from the land, which is mostly you, African Americans, and I was representing those of us who were left in the land.
Yes.
But I thought I asked, could we be the first awakened people from the land and in the land who were there at the Capitol and who were making some prayers for Tatanzambi to come and do what he says he's gonna do in terms of prophecy. You remember that conversation?
Oh, yes, I remember. I remember.
Now, next morning when we were having breakfast, right?
Mhm.
Sister Vanessa comes and we're having a conversation, and she says, I had a dream. Sister Vanessa, what did you dream?
I dreamt that that monument began to fall, and I watched it as it started to fall. And when it hit the ground, it was much like 9/11. You could see all the debris flying up and people running hither and there all over the place. But it was a soft, it did not make a sound. That was the thing that kind of threw me off. And I'm like, something big like that, it should have made a big earth-shattering sound and it should have had an earthquake to it. And Tata Zombie whispered to me, it has no power. It has no power.
Mm.
Therefore, it cannot be any sound. Doesn't have power. And it blew my mind because the scripture that baby girl Laura was just talking about, it says, wherever the sole of your foot tread, I have given it to you. And that five, six of us go to this monument and we stand on the ground. And if you know anything about construction, when a jackhammer is on top of the ground, you don't see the cracking from the top. The cracking starts from inside, under that jackhammer. And it takes hours for it to truly break on the top.
Mm.
But you see those construction workers continually going at it. When Mama Shelley was speaking over the last couple of days in prayer, and she talks about how relentless Satan is, that he doesn't slumber or sleep where we are concerned, and that we have to be as dogmatic as he is about doing what Tata Zombie tells us to do. So
Mm.
when Elder Matavi says, I'm going to ground, I was like, yep, I'm going to ground right alongside you, because I know what grounding does. I know what grounding does. And then Nick, I want Nick to really share about what he said and what he called us because of what we did. He said there was a special word that he called it.
Oh, you're talking about that morning when
Oh, yeah.
you spoke with Nick. Oh, he's not here today, but
Yes. Yes.
well, you can share.
Okay. He called us disruptors. You're a disruptor. And if you know anything about frequency and vibration, there are different things that will cause a bad vibration to break up where it cannot do anything. And it starts with our feet. Our feet and our hands are literal plugs, if you will. They're the plugs that you use to plug in. And that's why they don't want us to ever be barefoot. Mama Royal made a statement a couple of months ago, and it's embedded in my brain. She said, the worst thing they could have done when they took us in boats and brought us here was that they brought us barefoot. They brought us barefoot. And then when we came into America, our feet touched the ground
Mm. Mm.
and we plugged in.
Mhm.
And the thing is that some of us are still asleep, but there are many of us, Mama Matanzola, baby girl Laura, Mama Shelley, Kennedy, Sister Matweety, Michael, a bunch of other names I can't see, but we're plugged in. And yes, we are disruptors. We are true disruptors as we continue to do this thing before Tatan Zombie, as we continue to obey and do what he says. That's what empowers us. That's what makes us more powerful than words can even say. So I'm glad to be a disruptor. I'll take it.
I'll take it with you too. I'll take it with you too. Ingeta, Ingeta. And you know, as if as if we were not done. For most of us, when we started going back home, it's as if
Mm.
the enemy didn't want us even to get home.
Yes.
I
Yes.
mean, I don't think I know of any one person from all the people who came from out of town who got home like as per original schedule,
Yep.
right? Sister Laura, what time were you supposed to get home initially? And what time did you get home?
I was supposed to land back home at 6:22 p.m. But I didn't get back until, oh man, it might have been again around 11ish again, because I know that by time I was settling in my room, it was like midnight and I only had a few hours to sleep before I had to go to work. So it was late. It was late. But
Yep.
I think Matazola said this too. I would do it all over again, though. It was over again.
What about you, Mama Matuzola?
I had a direct flight from Louisiana to DC there and back. But on the way back, my flight was supposed to arrive at 5 o'clock in the evening back to Louisiana. I was supposed to arrive at 5 o'clock in the evening, and I didn't get home until 1:30 in the morning.
Wow. 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 And you didn't go direct.
No, absolutely not. They kept canceling the flight and rerouting, and so yeah, it was a big fight. But as we said, that fight didn't start until after we went and put our feet on that ground.
Yep. Okay. What about you, Miss Vanessa and Ray? What time were you supposed to get back?
Same.
Oh, you're getting cut in and out. You're breaking in and out. Can you hear me?
And get home by 8:30. I look down at my at my phone and it says, "Oh, your flight has been changed to 5 p.m. and you'll fly to Wilmington and then you'll fly home." And I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" And I'm like, "What time will I get home?" "Oh, you get home about 9:45 p.m." And so I was like, "I got to go to work." It was Ray's birthday, so I said, "You know what? I'm just gonna have to bow out." Whoopee. So I called Ray. I called Ray, and he says, "I'll come pick you up. You're not gonna sit in the airport until 5." And I stayed. So I didn't get home until Tuesday.
Wait. Back up a little bit. So we all left on Sunday.
Mhm.
You were supposed to fly out on Monday morning.
Monday morning. Yep.
What time? 8:30?
No, at 6.
6.
Yeah.
But they changed it and you had to leave at 5
Yep.
p.m.?
At 5 p.m. And then I had to, much like Mama Matanzola, same thing.
Okay.
I couldn't. I had to take. It was like a 3 flight situation.
Okay. So
So I was like, "Yeah, no."
so you flew out on Tuesday.
I flew out Tuesday morning. Tuesday morning.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Sister
And
Kiesa.
the same thing happened to Sister Cassie.
Yes. Same thing.
Her flight got canceled and she was pushed back. Same thing.
All right. Mine was okay. I was supposed to get there at around 10:30. I walked into my house at 7 a.m. the next day.
Mm, 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 mm.
And I didn't even take off from the same airport we were in with Laura. I had to go to another airport an hour away on a different airline. But anyway, it's all good. It's all good. Welcome, Sister Sandra. Good to see you. Okay, let's open it up to everybody else in case they have questions. You know, guys, if you have questions on anything, just now is the time opening it up. I think we've shared a lot.
want a T-shirt that says the disruptor. You got to forgive me, y'all. I'm out on the West Coast. I'm putting a little something on my stomach, but I'm here.
All right. I like that. Get me one of those, man. Get me one of those. I'll really, really appreciate it. Um, and for some of you who came a bit later, I will replay for you the pictures and the videos that I did show. I think I'll do that at the top of the hour in like 15 minutes here. And by the way, for those of you who do not know, we do have some prayer sessions during the week that happen on, there's one that happens on Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays at 8 p.m. Eastern for about an hour. In case you want to join one of those lines. Actually, that line is normally hosted by Pastor Makayilu together with Bishop Vember and Mama Maria. It's a great, great, great prayer line. That's one option if you want to be on that. There's another prayer group that meets on Tuesdays and Thursdays. On Tuesdays, it's 10 p.m. Eastern, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. And on Thursdays, it's at 6 p.m. Eastern. And those go for about an hour, 15 minutes or thereabout. If you want to get to connect on those, just let me know. I'll send you the details. All right. I will be sharing a message this Tuesday on that Tuesday prayer session. For some of you who may have watched the presentation in DC, you may have heard what I was presenting on. But that was a word I was given just for that session, and I will be repeating that same word in more detail. I gave an abbreviated version. I will be giving a bit more detail on Tuesday during that session. Mama Shelley, go ahead.
Oh, CME family. It's so nice to hear y'all's experience and what happened. It's wonderful. A lot of things. That's so good. And I'm so happy to hear what happened at the monument. That's interesting. And I think that I understand why Casey was told not to take hers off, because it seems to me as though it's something that has happened. I think I'm seeing Tatanzani doing something, and it is as though when you are walking around there, you are claiming back that area for him. And that's why all of you from there were permitted to take yours off. And perhaps Elder Mutabi, because he lives there now. But she couldn't, it's something spiritual, and I'm seeing something, but I can't define the entire thing. But it does have something to do with that scripture that Sister Laura quoted, definitely. And taking back for Tatanzambi what ought to be his that was stolen by the enemy. So that is amazing. And that dream that Sister Vanessa had, that just put the icing on the cake. That's just exactly what happened. It came down. That came down. So that is some important stuff there spiritually happening. So y'all keep your eyes open for Zambi's hand moving, because he is on the move. Ingeta.
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 Ingeta. Thank you. Thank you, Mama Shelley. And there's a lot more conversations we had. I don't think we can cover everything, even in this session. People are getting revelations left, right, and center. And, after the first morning, I was like, I'm not gonna miss breakfast. The, the first day I was not even aware that there was free breakfast. So I went with Sister Laura and Matuzola and got some Starbucks, while we were having conversations, but it was all good. There were a lot of revelations and, insights we were getting. Wow, my goodness. If you all ever get a chance and meet somebody from Angola who's been Tocoista, milk as much knowledge from them or
So true. So
information
true.
as you can.
Yes.
These
Yes.
guys consider what we consider extraordinary, they consider it ordinary. They are so used to it, they don't even know that it's a big deal. Okay. Talk to them. Talk to them. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Yes, what we think of as, you know, great and grand is common.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh
It's
yeah.
a common experience among them.
Yep.
And a lot of time they don't readily speak of these things because they endured. You know how the scripture says, consider those that endured such persecutions.
Right. Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you will not find them just always speaking about the persecutions that they endured. You have to, as Elder Madavi said, you have to ask them, you have to encourage them to tell you the stories, you have to ask them questions. And if you do that, they will share with you what they know, but they will not just speak about it
Yeah.
unless you encourage the conversation. So as Elder Madavi said, if you're ever in the midst of chokeis, ask.
Mm.
It
Yeah.
will share.
Yeah. I mean, I'll just give you an example without naming names. I was talking to somebody and I said, oh, I was trying to get in touch with some government officials in country XYZ. And the person said, oh, I know the president. I go like, what? Oh, I even know the former president. And they pulled out pictures to prove to me that they do know,
Yes. Yes.
you know, and they're saying this so casually, like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Very casually.
Very casually, you know. All right. Whoever is on Samsung SMS1, welcome. Good to have you. Please rename your phone or let me know your name and then I'll change it for you.
Sorry,
You know,
family. It's VJ. I'm working. I'm working.
Okay, great, Vijay. Good to see you.
VJ.
All right. Okay.
Thank you.
I'm listening. Yep.
All right.
One of the things I wanted to remind you all of as well was when we were standing on the ground and we were grounding and praying, it was during sunset. And what I heard in the spirit was, this is sunset on America. This is sunset. It's going down. It is going down, and it will rise no more. Just as simple as that. And I was like, it's beautiful, Father. This is beautiful sunset. He said, yeah. And the sun is going down on America. It's going down on all of this hatred, racism. It's going down. And I don't need a whole bunch of people to do it. I don't need a whole bunch of people, but I need those who are faithful, those who are sold out, those who are quickened in their spirits to know this is the time. So I know we were there for purpose, and I can't wait until all of we get together. That's what I'm looking forward to. Is everybody on this line, all of us getting in one place and falling on each other's neck. I'm looking forward to that.
You know, Sister Vanessa, I confirmed what you've just said. This week, I was just reading my scriptures at some point, and the Most High made me read or listen to them in Kamba. And
Ah,
he led me to listen to the book of Habakkuk. And it basically just echoes what you're saying. You know, uh, I give you work one verse, Habakkuk 1:5. Behold, ye among the heathen, and regard and wonder marvelously, for I will work a work in your days, which you will not believe, though it be told you.
mm, 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 mm.
You can read it for yourself. You know, it goes into detail.
Yes. Yes. Mm.
Right? Anybody else got something to say? I'm going to play that presentation again in about 5 minutes.
Just to add real quick to what Mama Vanessa was saying about the sunset, I also had taken on the flight home, I had taken a couple photos. One was of the sunset, and then the other one was there was a fire down below, and I saw the smoke.
Oh
So
my God.
I took a photo of I was trying to take a good picture of the photo first of the fire. And after that, I caught a really nice picture of the sunset on the day that we all departed back home. Um, and then when I was in my room, I had just clicked the TV on I think I just needed some more light because the room itself was a little dark. And on the screen of the TV was a picture of the Statue of Liberty, and it was being pulled down. It was falling down or being pulled down. Because it just made me think of, Mama Vanessa's dream. So I was like,
Wow. Wow. Thank you for sharing that, Sister Laura. Wow. Oh my goodness. Elder Kennedy, I think I saw your hand up. Go ahead.
I wanted to say that whatever you are saying is very true. It's coinciding with whatever is happening in Kenya. Kenya spiritually is linked to America, and we are seeing the government in Kenya are much worried. They've been together for last week, and the altars that are ruling Kenya have started falling down. So whatever you are representing there in America is representing what the Most High is saying all over the world.
Mm.
I just want to make the comment one more time about that video that we just watched with Mama Vanessa singing. I just find that video to be so perfectly made without edit, because it was like Mama Vanessa is singing and praising the Most High, and it's like, so many different scriptures come to mind in that one video, and it's just like, we don't put our trust in the government. We don't put our trust in the princes who made all these monuments and all these things, but it's the Most High. He's first, even before all that, you know, um, what's the word I'm looking for? The so called greatness of these cities and these capital buildings and, all the money behind it and all these things. But the Most High is just so much more than that. And it's like, the conversations of the Most High, us grounding, her praising, us praising together, and then just seeing, the flags and these buildings, all these things are coming down because the Most High is not an zombie that he would lie. That video, I just, again, every time I see it, I'm like, it's just so perfect. And it is the way it was meant to be. So every time I see that video, it makes me want to cry. But it was just so wonderful. And of course, I give all praise to the Most High because he knows exactly what he's doing.
Mhm.
Mm.
You know, um, I am so grateful that we got a chance to all get together and to be loved on and to show Kintwati, that is everything to me. Honestly, to see Bishop Vimba and to meet the other bishops and ministers, uh, it was to me prophecy being fulfilled, in that the two sticks are coming together. We are truly coming together to abandon what I call American culture. A lot of people, oh, why would you do that? Um, it is, I want to know my true culture. And my true culture is not just the African American culture. It is the African American, it is the African culture as well. And what was stolen and taken from us. And to have the joy and the pleasure of being with each other, that was everything. That was everything. It was priceless. You can't buy that.
Mm, mm, mm. Ingeta, Ingeta.
Ingeta. Yes.
Wait here.
I just remembered, for those of you who um, maybe have not been to DC before, I didn't show it in the picture there, but the African American, I think it's called the Smithsonian Museum. It's right there, in the vicinity, you know, and that's one of the places that they're currently, the government is talking about defunding, you know, and all those structures that you saw, the White House in the background, the memorials, uh, those were put up by our ancestors. Literally, they put up those buildings. And most of DC, which is the nation's capital here, that was the work, blood, sweat, and tears of our ancestors, you know? And to think that, we went through all that we went through, our ancestors went through that and we still suffer some of the consequences, because of disobedience to his commandments. That should really underscore the importance of keeping these commandments. I'll finish off by sharing with you guys one scripture that I think we might have talked about the other day. Let me see if I can find it here. Yeah, I'll share with you guys this scripture from the book of Jubilees. It's in Jubilees chapter 23, verse 26. And it says, I'll put it in the chat if I can, if it allows me. No, it doesn't. It says, and in those days, the children shall begin to study the laws and to seek the commandments and to return to the path of righteousness. I think these are these days. Those days that scripture is talking about are these days. These are those days when we've begun to study the laws and to seek the commandments, and we're trying to return to the path of righteousness. Ingeta. All right.
Ingeta.
Ingeta.
Yes, Tambile, I see your comments. You can't get your mind off that song. Yeah, it tripped up everybody. Thank you, Sister Vanessa, for singing it. That was priceless.
I still get messed up by it.
Yeah, every time we played for her, or most times we played it, at least I remember the first time I played it for her on Sunday morning, she cried.
Yeah. It was truly amazing. But as Laura said about the song, to remind us, Tata Zombie is not a man that he should lie. If he says it's going to happen, it's going to happen. We are watching this thing happen from the inside. We're watching it, and as Kennedy even spoke of, it's happening not just in America; it is happening all over the world. These things that are happening. and that we get to be a part of that. And all we want to do is just tell our brothers and sisters just to wake up, learn about Simeon Toko. We learned about this Jesus that they want to shove down our throats, that he was white and he was this and he's that. And what does it matter what color he is? It doesn't matter what. Yes, it does. It amazes me how it suits you when it works for you. But when truth comes, and it's a truth that you can't deny, I'm supposed to just roll over and just say, oh, it's okay. It's okay. And you're right. It really doesn't matter about our color. He wouldn't have said it in scripture. The skin of barrel, hair like wool. I don't know a white person with woolly hair. Not one. Not one. And this is the real of it. He looks like me. He looks like I look like him, and I look like my daddy. And that's a big deal. That's a big deal. When you know you come from a king, you walk differently. You talk differently. You act differently. You don't walk around doing what you see a whole lot of church folk do. That say they love Captain Zombie. No, you're like Bishop Zimba and Mama Maria. You open up your doors and you let the children come in. It was a tiny apartment, y'all. But then all of us fit in that apartment and we were happy to be there. Listen, I'm going to tell you how simple it was. Elder Matavi said, "Oh, I want to go into downtown Washington D.C." And Ray and I had the truck, and Ray was embarrassed. Ray said, "I don't want to shove all them people up in this truck, Vanessa. Maybe we just need to get an Uber. I want everybody to be comfortable." And Elder Matavi said, "Ray," he said, "Do you know what Kenyans do?" He said, Kenyans, it could be a small car, and everybody, because you have to go, I see y'all laughing, you got to go somewhere, you don't want to walk, so you're going to do whatever you need to do. And Elder Matavi, on his 40-some-odd-year-old knees, got in there, and all of us fit inside of that truck. Now, he had to have the circulation put back in his leg. But it was just beautiful how we all came together to make it happen. And that we can be together. Have Kintwati. We had Kintwati in that truck, y'all. We have Kintwati here. When I see my brothers and sisters from Africa, it fills my heart with such joy. I can't even begin to tell you what it is to see you, Kennedy, what it is to see Mama Shelley in Barbados, Elder VJ. When I get to see y'all, it is Kintwati all over again. Kelvin, Sister Matweety, and just everybody coming together. Sister Sandra, Mike. When y'all come together, it's just a blessing. It's a joy. And I wouldn't trade that for anything. But we used to sing a song when we all get to a cabling. We used to say Africa. When we all get to Africa, what a day of rejoicing that will be. When we all see Miamona, Kusakango, Kimpavida, it filled my heart with such joy. And y'all know I'm emotional, so I'm crying. I'm going to shut up. Ingeta.
Ingeta. By the way, there was some deep and good conversation about moving back to the land. I'll just leave it at that, but we'll update you all when things are in motion. Yeah, there was some practical discussion about moving back to the land. All right. Mama Matuzola, can you close us out, please?
Yes, Ngeta. And before I do, can you hear me? Okay. Elder Kennedy, I look forward to the day that I can meet you face to face. I really do. I look forward to the day when I can see them. and touch you.
Welcome. We're
Yes,
looking forward to meeting you as well.
yes, I look forward to that. And I wanted to
Mm.
say that earlier when I mentioned about cultural relevance and identity, it's important because it's important to me and to us because this is our identity. This is we are connected across space and time. We're connected by DNA at the cellular level of our being to Fumuyesu, to those that came before us. And so when we can establish that connection, reestablish that connection, and honor these ancestors, it will only bless our lives all the more and give us a stronger awareness of who we are as people and really shed that old image or veil that was put upon us to break us down. So yeah, these things are very important and I'm grateful.
Ingeta.
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 Ingeta.